Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Field Sports Scotland. Today we're going to be talking about the Zeiss HT Victory 2.5 to 10, yes 10 mag stroke. I've been using this for a couple of weeks now and I'm very impressed with it. I've actually been using it for a couple of months. It's ready to go back. I'm about to send it back to Zeiss. I'm going to do that this afternoon. I'm going to pack it all up and I'm going to ship it right back. But before I do that, I want to be able to speak to you about it. Now, on the little bit of footage, I'll show you my mounting it a little bit, and I'll show you some of the photographs of how I used it. I tested this out in a couple of places, low light, outstocking roe deer, which was amazing. I got 4 roe deer, 2 does and 2 kids, and it was pretty difficult, to be honest, pretty difficult terrain. Light was low, it was last light, and it was very heavy bracken and things like that, and the scope performed perfectly. The other thing about it is that I also took it to one of the biggest, longest fields that we've got. Biggest, longest, it's not exactly our Queen's English, but took it to one of the biggest, longest fields that we've got, where there's a massive backstop, a huge 100 foot bank where I can shoot into at long range, and I tested it out to 500 yards. So you'll see a couple of pictures there, and we were shooting a pumpkin centre mass, 5 shots centre mass right in the middle of the pumpkin, just using the reticle. Talk a little bit about the scope. The scope itself is, as I said, 2.5 to 10 by 50. It is illuminated reticle. It's got a rapid Z. If I can show you, it's not always easy. Reticle, there we go. Rapid Z bullet drop compensating reticle on it, which is absolutely fantastic and spot on. And I had this on the 270, and everybody knows 270s are fickle out to out past 450 yards. However, this was dropping quite a good group in the centre of the pumpkin. You'll see the pictures on it. So what can I say about it? Excellent low light. You've got about 95% light retention on this scope, which is a lot better than what most other scopes. We had this in the forest. In the forest it looked absolutely great. Everybody thinks it's weird that I talk about woodland stalking. Now, woodland stalking is technically dark stalking. If it on the open hill, you will have a whole day, unless it's really cloudy and things. But if you've got a nice day, you have a long day. So you'll get the benefit from first light to last light almost constantly. Because on hill stalking, you've got nothing around you. Now, woodland stalking, when it starts to get dark, it properly starts to get dark. Shadows start forming in corners of clearings and things like that. And anybody that has done any woodland stalking will understand this. So it's almost imperative that you have that extra half hour, extra hour to see, especially if you've shot a deer or shot something right on the edge of darkness, and you want to keep an eye on that for another 5-10 minutes before actually going to retrieve it. So it is absolutely imperative you have good light retention. Now this scope really did do that for me. It's got an illuminated reticle, however I didn't use it. I'm not a huge fan of illuminated reticles, but this one is not like a cheap illumination. You don't get some mad like glare coming from the light. It's a nice little dot in the middle, which is brilliant. It really is for target identification, knowing exactly where you're going to pinpoint that. But me, I don't like illuminated reticles, and each to their own. You know, that's just my comfort zone. So I never used the illuminated reticle. I had a wee shot of it, but didn't really use it while I was out in the conditions, except for to just kind of spy over and things. But it's got nice simple turret movements. Don't know if you can hear that. It just clicks like glass. And again, that's for the windage and elevation. It is just fantastic. It was easy to zero. I managed to get it zeroed really easily, no issues at all. on my TCAB, which I don't really have a problem in my rifles, but that's because I don't put custom rails and things. Everything is standard MOAs, zero MOAs and things like that on any of the rails. So this, have a look at a few bits, watch me mounting it and things like that, a few pictures and stuff, and I'll come back to you later. Just going to mount the Victory HT, the Zeiss Victory HT. It's 2.5 to 10 by 50. Had a quick look at it. It looks absolutely awesome in regards to clarity and things, but I want to get it back on the get it on the rifle and get it tested. We'll take off this Miopta. Also on test is the HT binoculars. We'll get to have a good look at those as well. So this is courtesy of Zeiss, giving me a loan of it for a little while. Let's get this mounted. Welcome back to the workshop, and I'm glad you. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of footage that I gave you. I know it was only short. There's nothing special in it. I was hoping to do whole videos on shooting and things like that, and seeing how it tracked and stuff like that. But to be fair, you guys are kind of bored of seeing how things track and how things. Now, this is a Zeiss. It's £1,700 worth of scope. You know, this is not a cheap scope. This is a top of the range scope. You know, this is, if you are into target shooting and you want to do long range target shooting, you're going to go for something different. This is a top of the range stocking scope. You know, this it hasn't got a BDC turret on it, or ASV turret on it or anything like that. It doesn't have any adjustments so you can do your 1,000 yard shots that a lot of people want to do. This is specifically designed for being out in the field and going for that deer, either at very first light, your hour before your sunset, and an hour after an hour after your sunset and an hour before your sunrise. Sorry. So that is a big deal if you can get that extra hour or extra half hour, especially in Scotland when we've only got 8 hours of daylight from sunrise to sunset. Now at the moment we are our sunrise is at 8:40ish, about 8:35, 8:40ish in the morning, and our sunset is 3:30 p.m. And I think that on the shortest day we go down to about 3:25 p.m. So there really is just a narrow margin for being able to go hunting if you're doing daytime hunting. Now, I did have a shot of this in the lamp. I've got some lamping tickets and stuff like that on some of the properties I have. And this was fantastic in the lamp. I have no issues with it at all. You can track your beast, or you can track whatever animal, foxes or whatever. You can track them on the lamp and even to the edge of the lamp, and it allows you that transition, gives you an extra, it decreases your margin of error. If you've got a moving animal and things, sometimes the lamp doesn't move as quick as you do when you're on a rifle. So I tried it out in that as well, and it's very good for that. So it would be a good foxing, if you do a bit of foxing, a bit of pest control, it would be good for that too. But it really is designed for that first light, last light. Now I've been coining a phrase in regards to the Zeiss stuff, and that is, on the edge of darkness, Zeiss has the edge. And I will stick by that, because we put it up against Swarovskis, we put it up against Meoptas, who all claim have the best light retention and the longest hours of usage, and I would say that definitely has the edge. So that's all I need to say about the Zeiss. It tracks well. It shoots well, reticle's accurate, and it is crystal clear, edge to edge on your objective. And the field of view at 100 yards is still about 50-60 yards. So you've got lots of space, even with a 50 objective. So thank you for watching Field Sports Scotland. Tune in again, because I am going to be doing, straight off the back of this one, which I've done the written review for, I will be doing the Victory HT 10x54 binoculars, and I'll be doing a little test on that. So and I'll do a little video review on that. As I said, I've already finished the written review. That will be on fieldsportscotland.com, or if you want to sign up to our social media platform at insighthunting.com, it's already on there on one of the posts. I gave a sneak preview to most of the members of that, so you're welcome to sign up to that anytime. Thank you again. Subscribe to my channel for a chance to win a night's bed and breakfast in Inverness and 4 or 5 hours shooting with me, whether it's stalking or whether it's doing pest control. Thank you again. Good night.